What if the most dangerous person in the cage isn't the fighter standing across from you, but the referee? Today, we're breaking down moments in MMA and boxing where referees didn't just keep order inside the ring, they shocked everyone because they can fight too. Let's get into it. The referee who lost it in a 2-on-1 MMA fight, Yamato Zaharia incident. March 2024 delivered one of the most chaotic MMA moments of the year, specifically serving fans with a bizarre 2-on-1 match that already felt like it was hanging by a thread before the bell ever rang. It was a messy match to say the least, but the breaking point came after the bell sounded. While everyone else slowed down, one fighter kept throwing illegal kicks as if the round never ended. Swinging through the referee Yamato Zaharia's warnings and treating the cage like a street fight instead of a regulated bout. The referee stepped in hard, shoving the fighter backward and cracking him across the face to snap him out of it. The arena went silent for a split second before erupting because everyone watching agreed that ref Yamato Zaharia was a total badass. John Munz versus Gidron. When the referee became the target moving on in February 2024, a routine MMA bout turned into one of the most shocking referee altercations caught on camera. After repeated cage grabbing, referee John Munz physically shoved fighter Gidron to enforce the rules and regain control of the fight. Instead of backing down, Gidron snapped, turned, and unleashed a punch aimed at the referee. The moment instantly spiraled as Munz reacted, while other officials rushed inside in an attempt to subdue the chaos. What made this incident explode online wasn't just the physical exchange, but how fast the roles reversed, with the referee suddenly fighting for his own safety inside the cage. While many fans were amazed, Munz later faced scrutiny for his initial shove. However, not everyone was convinced that was necessary. The referee who used a guillotine choke on Nurmatov. In 2021, another viral MMA moment. Shocked fans when a referee was forced to use a guillotine choke to stop a fighter who refused to release a submission. And the reason for all this chaos was a fighter named Nurmatov. Why? Well, even as his opponent repeatedly tapped and the referee issued repeated commands to stop, Nurmatov's choke didn't loosen. So with seconds ticking by and a real risk of serious injury, the referee made a decision that stunned everyone watching. He stepped in, wrapped Nurmatov's neck, and applied a guillotine choke until the fighter was forced to release his grip. And guys, the visual was unreal. A referee standing behind a fighter, choking him into compliance while the crowd lost its mind. When De Jesus punched the referee and got hit back, if you think the previous fighter had it worse, wait until you see what happened to this next one. In June 2024, a boxing match in the Dominican Republic descended into madness after a controversial stoppage. Before the mess unfolded, Rodriguez was visibly upset after losing, and the strong push he made was almost a foreshadowing of what's coming next. But here's the thing, Rodriguez picked the wrong person to mess with because before anyone could react, the referee punched him back. The exchange happened so fast that it looked unreal on replay. 1 second, it was an official decision. The next, it was a full-on confrontation inside the ring. Security rushed in as the crowd erupted, stunned by what they had just witnessed. Frank the Crank Camacho steps in as referee. In another rare moment, the line between fighter and official was crossed when Frank the Crank Camacho, a professional MMA fighter serving as a referee, was forced to physically restrain a groggy fighter. After taking damage, the fighter became disoriented and mistakenly started swinging at the referee. And let's just say he was swinging like there's no tomorrow. Luckily, Camacho didn't panic, but he did not go easy either. He stepped in calmly, clinched the fighter, and controlled him until officials could safely separate the situation. The exchange looked more like a sparring session than an intervention, but it was effective and controlled from start to finish. when a referee choked an MMA fighter. Another unexpected moment unfolded inside the octagon way back in 2021. The fight barely had time to start before it was over when a clean shot landed, and the fighter dropped where he stood, completely out. The referee stepped in and waved it off, and for a brief moment it looked like a normal stoppage. Sadly, that calm did not last. As the referee checked on him, the fighter began trying to stand, clearly disoriented and moving without awareness. His body reacted before his mind did, and he suddenly reached for the referee's legs, as if the fight was still happening. The referee had no choice. He wrapped his arm around the fighter's neck and controlled the situation before it could turn dangerous. Within seconds, the fighter went out again, only this time in the arms of the official. His trainer rushed in to support him as the reality set in. In less than half a minute, this fighter managed to lose the fight and then lose consciousness again, all inside the same cage. MMA fighter disqualified after fighting with the ref from one unconscious fighter to another. This happened in 2020, when a winning moment spiraled from dominant to disastrous in a matter of seconds. Al-Darmaki was locked in a rear naked choke that was deep, tight, and clearly doing damage.
Themselves out. They can finish it off here. This is not good. This is not good.
And it's obvious that the submission had done its job. So the referee, Mark Goddard, stepped in to stop it. The problem is, Al-Darmaki did not let go, which left the referee with no choice but to physically yank him off a defenseless opponent. And that should have been the end of it. Except it wasn't. Al-Darmaki immediately redirected his aggression.
Rear naked choke, ladies and gentlemen, Mark Goddard. Whoa, what is happening here?
Shoving the referee and grabbing at his shirt in a moment that crossed every line the sport has. Even the commentators knew he was making a huge mistake.
No, you don't do that. He's going to make a big mistake messing with Mark Goddard.
What should have been a submission victory became a disqualification, because control matters just as much after the tap as it does during the fight. Here's the truth. Fighters learn the hard way. Many referees are trained fighters themselves, so when fighters ignore the bell, refuse to release holds, or let emotions override discipline, they risk discovering that the referee in front of them is more than capable of enforcing order physically. Because in combat sports, sometimes the scariest man in the cage isn't even fighting. If you liked this video and would love to see more interesting videos, then subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to like and comment.